What's up, guys? I'm coming at you live from the Freedom Factory right now. I'm getting ready to race in the Freedom 500. Right now, Wyatt is actually out at a race in Orlando, and today's video is going to be about his truck. He's been working on this thing for several weeks. He completely rewired the entire truck, did upgrades to the transmission, and he has been thrashing getting this thing ready to go for this event that happens to overlap with the Freedom 500. So while I'm out here, Wyatt is out in Orlando at an ODSS race, and this entire video is him getting the truck ready to go for that race. And I'm just getting it knocked out here and uploaded for you guys. A lot of more intricate stuff, like you guys said you wanted to see, some more behind the scenes stuff, and just him going through the entire process of getting his truck basically completely rewired and getting the transmission fixed and back in that thing. So yeah, he's out there right now, wishing him luck. And here in about 2.5 hours, I'm gonna be racing with 25 other Crown Vics for a chance to win a freaking helicopter. So hope you guys enjoy today's video, and yeah, wish us luck.
All right, guys, tonight we're getting started on the long list of improvements we need to make to the race truck in order to get it ready for the 2024 race season. So we've got about 4 weeks to get everything done, which is not a lot of time for the amount of upgrades and changes we're gonna be making. So let's just go ahead and jump right into getting on with those upgrades. The first major change we're going to make is the interior wiring on the race truck. I don't know if you guys recall or not, but when I first wired this thing, we actually had 2 fuse boxes over here. We did not have the AM module there or the bump box. And over the course of a year, just changing stuff, rearranging things, and making it work to better suit our needs, everything's kind of become pretty cluttered. And with this new product that I have from Exergy Performance, we're gonna clean up all of this while removing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modules in the process. Each one of those modules is responsible for one aspect of the truck, but what about if we could control all of the things that those do with only one module? So that brings us to this unit right here on the bench. This is a Bosch PBX 90. Thanks to our friends over at Exergy Performance for getting me set up with this, as they're currently on back order, but luckily they had a couple in stock, and obviously we love them. They're a huge help on the truck right there. So essentially what this is a PMU, just like the ones that are in the truck, but on steroids. And it will allow us to do everything that those modules in the truck do, but in one smaller package that incorporates much nicer into the Bosch ECU that is already in the truck. Obviously, since they're made by the same company, they play very nicely together, where we have played with a lot of issues trying to get all of this other modules to talk to each other and play nicely with the Bosch, which is the reason for all the extra wires scattered throughout the cab, running analog or digital signals back and forth to different modules because they didn't want to communicate nicely. So with this guy, we are one and done. I'm gonna get rid of all 5 of those modules and be replaced with this one right here. So as much as it pains me, I'm going to start ripping all the wiring out of the interior of this truck, and with any luck, this thing will run again at some point. And we have to do it within 4 weeks. So let's go ahead, start getting this stuff pulled out. All right, guys, so we got the harness pulled out of the truck, and as you can see here on the table, it's looking a little bit messy, and this is the reason that we are rewiring the interior of the truck, because my OCD won't allow this. So you can see how it just kind of got added onto and spliced into, and random wires ran here and there for everything that we had to add or remove to the truck over the past year to make it do what it did. So that guy is pretty much useless to us now. It's a one-off custom harness that won't work for anybody else. So we're just gonna pretty much depin this thing, take all the connectors, and this is pretty much trash. With that being said, I spent the last week going ahead and getting the new harness ready to be made for the truck here. So just like usual, we've got a really nice document here with all of our wires, lengths, where they're going, where they're coming from, and everything in between. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and start pulling some wire from the rack here, laying it out on the table. As you can see, I've already got everything laid out and labeled, and we're gonna start putting together the new harness for the race truck. All right, guys, I just got the new harness all loomed up and I set it here on the ground so we could compare it to the old harness from the race truck. So the new one looking quite a bit better. Obviously, I need to go through, trim all the ends, terminate it, and pin all of those out. But I wanted to take a look real quick at what we were working with because I also had to take a couple of connectors off this guy. So you can see here, this guy is pretty messy, has a ton of little wires, like onesies, twosies, just running random places for all of this stuff that we added or took away in the past, and hopefully we do not have to do that with this new harness. I spent a lot more time kind of designing this one for future proofing it and whatnot, so hopefully we don't end up with a spaghetti mess like this old one is. But anyways, that's a quick little comparison of these two. I'm gonna go ahead and get the old one thrown on the bench here and start de-pinning a lot of these connectors because I need to reuse them on the new one. A little over a week later, and we finally have a completed wiring harness for the race truck. I'm excited to get this thing put in here. Unfortunately, we still have a lot of work cut out for us once we get it installed with programming the PBX and just running through all the function testing of everything that we have changed, make sure everything works correctly, and then get this thing ready to go to the track so that we can start getting it tested with all the other new things that we have done to the truck. So I'll show you guys the harness right here. This thing came out really good, a lot cleaner than the old setup. We also added a ton of functionality to this thing, and it is finally done. I am so tired of working on this thing. So we're gonna go ahead and get it thrown in the truck real quick. Should look a lot better, go in really nice, and then make the final little couple connections that we have to do once it's in there. And then we need to start addressing some other things in the truck, like a new shifter mount and a couple other things to get this thing buttoned back up.
Finally time to get that trans back in.
Unit of Broken Dreams, round 58.
Yeah, Wyatt's had a lot of late nights wiring this thing.
Yeah, the wiring was a pain, but it's done. Powered it on. It still needs a ton of programming for the PBX to be ready to go, but the dash turns on, keypad turns on, so that's a start. A lot of changes made there. Transmission's back together, getting ready to put it in, hopefully for the final time.
Hopefully it doesn't slip.
Yeah, I think we got it figured out though. We, I don't know, we touched on what we did to this.
Yeah, we showed the billet valve body and the new trans brake and stuff that you got in there.
Perfect.
Didn't show your new fancy shifter though.
Yep, got a nice one from M&M Shifters.
M&M 4-speed shifter with the nice billet orange bits on there.
Yep. Tried
Nice
to make it
anodized
Yeah.
parts to match the orange truck.
Yep, air shifted, all gonna be controlled through the PBX, so it'll be a lot less latency when we want it to shift. It should shift on demand now, and that's a really nice piece. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that thing's pretty fancy. Shout out to M&M.
Yep, got their nitrous shifter stuff on it too, so we don't have to carry a CO2 tank. It goes right in line with our nitrous bottle, so it just uses nitrous pressure to work the air shifter, and it'll also power our CO2 parachute handle once we put that in. So that's a really nice piece, super nice, compact little deal. But that's pretty much all the updates on the truck right now, man. It's been a lot of changes, but it's getting kind of close. Hopefully we can go test it maybe this week, maybe next week. I don't know. We got 2 weeks to have it ready for our first race, so it's coming up quick. So a lot of late nights, like Kyle said, and I think we'll get it there as long as all of these huge changes come together and just work perfectly.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
It's always smart to make massive changes before a big event.
Yeah. Did all of my winter upgrades in 3 weeks. What could go wrong?
Well, get this trans in there.
Yep. Hopefully she works, man. We'll know shortly.
What you think?
I was hanging out backstage, man. I wasn't ready to be filmed.
Emilio came by and now he's being put to work here.
Yep. Giving Wyatt a hand, man. It got this transmission problem.
Yeah, I'm on steak duty. We're cooking dinner right now, but Emilio's gonna help.
I can smell them.
Yeah, they're almost ready.
You got to get back out there, man.
Yeah, we'll see who wins. You guys getting the trans in or us finishing dinner?
I know who's winning this.
We're almost done, so.
Don't start eating without me, man.
Well, transmission is in. She's wired up.
Yep, everything's wired up at this point, and got the new shifter in it, got some other stuff done on it, and we're at that point where we can fire this thing up and make sure it goes into gear. And we also got some other really cool goodies, but we have to put it out in the shop to do those real quick. But yeah, she's ready to fire up, so we can see if she'll go into gear and move under its own power. It's been a long time coming, but hopefully she's good to go.
She's been down for too long.
Yeah, man, it's been a long, rough road with trying to get this transmission to work. So pretty confident this is going to fix all of our issues we were having and also allow us to push this thing a little bit further with any luck, obviously, fingers crossed. But I think it's pretty much good to go. And with all the new upgrades on the truck, I'm excited to see what we can go to the track and do with this thing.
Well, go ahead and fire up.
Yeah.
Pull this thing into the shop.
Yeah, definitely. And then we can show them some of the wiring that got done and some new stuff on the inside, because now most of that's buttoned up. A lot of cool little things.
Did you show them all the
No,
panel switch?
didn't show them any of that, so that's what I was figuring we could do real quick. So if you guys look in here, oh crap, you want to turn the switch on the back?
Yeah, I got you. Race truck. She's on.
So the PBX allows you to do a whole lot of cool stuff, and it allows you to program a whole bunch of unique functions. So you can see up here on our switch panel, all of the stuff in red needs to be green to make a pass. All the stuff in white is options, and you can program a lot of cool stuff into these as well. So right now, since the ECU is off, it doesn't know that it has any fuel pressure when you turn it on. So I built in a safety for low fuel pressure. So you can see right here, this light will blink if the pressure is low. And if the pressure is good, it'll just turn green. So that's kind of cool. Another thing is like the fans. So you can turn the transmission fan on with just the one press of the button. Then you can press it again to blue and it'll turn the engine fan on. But it has a small delay. That way if you don't want to turn that fan on, you're not clicking it off clicking it on just to shut it off. So then you can turn that off. Then obviously we've got all our other buttons up here for like turn signals and stuff. So those are cool because they blink along with the turn signals. And if you want to do hazards, you just hit them both at the same time and they're good to go. Same with like the headlights. You got your marker lights in orange and then you got your headlights in blue. So just a lot of cool stuff that you can program with that PBX. A lot of it I programmed that was totally unnecessary and doesn't need to be ready for the race that we're trying to go to this weekend. But figured if I'm doing it, I might as well get comfortable with it and see what this thing can actually accomplish. So pretty cool stuff there. And then we also got the air shifter in here. We can go ahead and show you guys that real quick. Just give it a little test.
Unit, like we showed before from M&M, but she's fully installed and functioning.
Yep, and there's this awesome test function right here with this solenoid. So you can just give this a click. Run it through all your gears. Freaking unit, dude. So,
big fancy.
super cool stuff. Even have the neutral safety switch hooked up this time so that we can't get in trouble with tech. And yeah, she's a freaking unit, man.
There's a lot of technology in this 70s
Yeah.
K10 pickup truck.
The most technologically advanced 70s K15 in existence, I'm pretty sure. So, without further ado, I guess we can go ahead and fire this thing up.
Got a little bit of a belt wheel. There she goes. Back in business. Oh, yeah. those things are sweet.
Yes, sir. So like I said, the truck is getting some new dancing shoes so that we can go party this weekend at our ODSS race. And these are the units here. So we went with a stiff sidewall 28 by 10.5 Mickey Thompson slick on some real wheels. These are a wide 5 setup with a bead lock. It's kind of the more economical way to do a bead lock setup on a 8-lug truck like this.
And wheels are literally called real wheels.
Real wheels. So shout out to them guys. They got these done for me pretty quick. Made sure I had them in time for this race. And I'm really excited to see what this new setup does. The old ones, we had spun the wheel inside the tire a couple of times, so we knew that was an issue going into this. But with the bead locks, we're gonna get rid of all of those issues, and also hopefully these tires just cooperate a lot better with the truck. You guys have seen before that this thing loves to bunny hop off the line, and I think part of it is because of those old, really floppy,
Big balloony tires.
very balloon tires that we had on it. They worked decent, but we couldn't get the leave to work right on those tires. So this is the new setup. I am really looking forward to getting these things tested out on the truck. And like I was saying, this is the economical way to do a beadlock wheel on these. Otherwise, you're spending over $1,000 a wheel to put a beadlock setup on an 8-lug truck. So that is the problem with doing what we do with these things, but this is the answer to it, and hopefully they work well for us.
Well, nothing like getting ready for a race with one day or one night of testing right before.
I was gonna say like 4 hours. We gotta be in Orlando by 8 in the morning.
And we are all the way in Bradenton.
Yep.
On a test night.
Yeah, we got a 3-hour drive yet, and a truck that has not gone over 10 miles an hour yet. So we got a lot of stuff to figure out. Luckily, we got Jeff and Jordan in town from Exergy. They're gonna help us get this thing dialed in. And with any luck, it'll go down the track tonight, point A to point B. We're not trying to set the world on fire, so we're not putting the slicks on it. We're not turning it up. We're not doing any of that. We're just function testing tonight. And hopefully, like I said, we can just get it to go A to B, go down the track, give us some good data to work with for tomorrow, where we'll turn it up, try to qualify, and run our race this weekend. So it's kind of where we're at with it.
Yeah, lots of changes, so.
Yeah, tons of changes. So I'm looking forward to it. If everything works, it'll be really fast and hopefully just a lot better than it was. But that is if everything works.
You got one job, Jeff.
One job.
You know what it is?
Put some smoke in the pipe.
That's it.
Hey.
That's some smoke in the pipe.
Attaboy. Guys, I'll be honest, I'm pretty nervous right now. There's so many changes. Guys, we made so many changes to this thing. I have no idea if any of it's going to work. But we're going to go out here and take it down the track one time and see what we need to fix by tomorrow. And hopefully it just works. But there's probably going to be some gremlins we got to figure out. But we'll see. This is the first time we've ran it. Kind of gone over 10 miles an hour in a sense it's been completed with all the stuff. So we'll see what she does, man. We'll see what she does.
All right, guys, Wyatt's pulling up, went around the burnout box. We're just looking for a nice A to B pass, not trying to break any records, and hopefully not break any parts. That would be ideal. Going up against a little Fox body over there. Looks like they're just running him by himself right now. Come on, we just need all 4 gears.
Did not work, and it should have worked. It's got pressure, so I don't know. We'll take a look at it.
I heard her go to 3rd, I think, right?
Yeah, it went 1, 2, 3, 4.
Did it go to 4th?
It did go to 4th.
Didn't slip?
No, because lockup didn't turn on. So it did not air shift, did not turn lockup on. So we've got some kind of a little gremlin somewhere in the logic that we just need to figure out. But once that's done, it should be good.
Do you have to manually shift it then?
Yeah, I had to manually shift it. So it was all over rev limiter there. I had to shift it, shift. And yeah, also no lockup currently. So we'll have to take a look at the PBX calibration, see why those two things weren't working. Obviously, with something that complex, just the littlest detail missed will cause all kinds of issues. So we're gonna comb over that, hopefully with enough time left to at least make one more pass. If not, we are taking this thing on a trip to Mexico tonight, and we got to get it dialed in because we are racing tomorrow and Saturday. So got to get it figured out.
You'll have that with those last minute build jobs.
I was gonna say, when you do all your winter upgrades in 3 weeks, you're bound to have some issues. So
Hey, well, it made it down the track
it went down the
decently.
track. Yeah, everything looks good. Oil pressure's good. Transmission line pressure is better than it's ever been, so that's a plus.
All right, second pass.
Yep. See what it'll do. I think we found the problem. There was one little connect the dots spot that was not connecting the dots, and we fixed it up, and I think it should work now. So.
Yeah, just a little programming changes.
Yep, just probably something I overlooked at like 1 in the morning, and hopefully it'll be good now, and it'll have air shift and lockup. So we'll know here in a minute, and as long as that works, we're out of time anyway, so we'll pack it up, and we'll keep messing with it at the track tomorrow. So
Yep, this will be the final pass of the night.
yeah, fingers crossed, it just works. It's not going to be anything fast. It's turned way down, but we just need it to do all the functions that it should. So.
Oh shoot! Class going up against a Honda Civic. Hopefully she does what she needs to do. The first pass still was pretty good. It went into all 4 gears. Just getting her figured out on the new ECU setup. This will be the last pass of the night. And then it's off to the races. Second gear, when it lights, it takes off.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, help me.
Come on, Bodu.
I'm stuck.
Alright guys, so Wyatt just got his truck loaded up.
Yep.
Have some things to iron out.
Yeah. Not a bad.
But it went down the track.
Yeah, not a bad outing, but not great. Just a lot of little things, a lot of little gremlins that, well, I'm sure will get worked out by this weekend. So.
Yeah, well luckily he has Jeff helping him.
Yep.
So hopefully they get it dialed because he's going to be racing in Orlando starting tomorrow and Saturday too.
Yep.
2
Tomorrow
days
and Saturday, 2-day event.
So while he's doing that, it happens to overlap the Freedom 500. So at the time of watching this, tomorrow I'm going back to the Freedom Factory for the Freedom 500 and he's going to be gone for the ODSS race. And I'm also going to be at Cleveland Cars Saturday. Well, he'll still be busy. He'll still be busy with the race on Saturday. So we won't see each other this weekend because unfortunately the events do overlap. But Wyatt's going to have some cameras with him. He's going to do his best job to get you guys some content. And hopefully see him make some clean passes because if he doesn't, you guys might not see much content.
That or me just cussing one up because I'm pissed at the truck. We'll see.
Yeah, hey
Who
Jess, if Wyatt's mad and cussing, I still want you to film it.
Sorry, what's that?
If he's mad because the truck's not working, we still need you to film it.
He wants you to film all the cuss words so he can bleep them all
I'll
out.
just bleep them all out.
Beep, 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 this beep.
This fucking truck.
Yep. You gotta be more positive.
Wyatt's done a ton of work on this thing, trying to get her up and ready to go. Ton of changes, so
Yeah.
not surprising if there's going to be some bugs to work out, but
Yeah,
in the long run,
thoroughly expected it. So
in the long run though, once it's all ironed out, it should. But yeah, guys, Wyatt has some racing to do this weekend. So do I.
Yep.
We are going
Dude,
to split from here.
bring us a helicopter home.
I'm going to win it, and I'm going to fly over and watch you race.
Perfect.
But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this video. We'll See you guys later.
Bye.
Oh, dude, I fucking